my theory is that there's no other way, nice way to say this. She's a freak in the sheets, okay? Hello, Sofa Squad, and welcome back to the sofa. The sofa's back there. I'm right here. My name is Paul if you're new to the channel. Now, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be revisiting the Casey Anthony case. Not really the case specifically, but an update with Casey Anthony herself. If you're not familiar with who Casey Anthony is, Casey Anthony was able to go to trial on charges of taking the life of her daughter, Kaylee Anthony, and she was found not guilty of those charges. To everybody's shock and dismay, right? There's so much evidence. It was very crazy. This took place down in Florida years ago, and it was made for the tabloids, right? I mean, Casey Anthony, top mom, the whole 9 yards, okay? There was never any justice brought for her daughter. So there's that, okay? The point of the video is not to go down the rabbit hole of the case and all the details of it, is to do, again, an update on Casey herself. Now, what's been going on, if you watch my last video, is Casey's got herself a new man, okay? And he lives in Tennessee. He's leaving his wife for Casey, and already there's people coming out talking about he's still on the dating apps. You know, he's doing this, he's doing that. And then Casey's already moving into his place with him. So this is getting messy, okay? And I shouldn't even say it's getting messy. It is messy. It's been messy, right? It's just getting messier. Now, the way that we're going to do the video is I'm going to put up a couple of articles that we're going to be referencing. We'll go over and we'll talk about the highlights of them and discuss them. So let's go ahead and put the first headline up. Now, here on the screen, you're going to see this U.S. News exclusive. Casey Anthony's married lover caught trying to hook up with other women after notorious top mom moved to Tennessee for him, by Steve Helling, published September 9th, 2024. Let's go on to the next thing here. So as you see, there's Casey and her new man, and it says there already could be trouble in paradise for Casey Anthony. Now, it says, second paragraph, 2 different women came forward to say 48-year-old Tyson Ray Rhodes is using the dating app Hinge to try to hook up. Now let's move on to the next thing here. It says the Post has reviewed screenshots of conversations between the women and an account that appears to be Rhodes' profile on Hinge, where he says he's single and looking for love. In one conversation, a woman confronted Rhodes with a Post story about Anthony. Did you know you're in the New York Post for dating Casey Anthony? The woman asked. Yep, Rhodes responded. She declined to go out with him after he admitted his backstory. A second woman said Rhodes told her that he was divorced. Sources said he is still legally married to his wife of 22 years. Both of the women have been messaging Rhodes for some time, including exchanges within the past week. So he's still married and he's still dating Casey Anthony on the side, but he's still in dating apps, one of the women said. I'm just a no. I'm a hell no. He is absolutely not the right guy for me. I mean, we would hope so at this point, right? Rhodes has not responded to multiple messages seeking comment. Now, the rest of this right here just talks about some of what we, discussed in the other video. Him and Casey met in the gym in South Florida. He moved up to Tennessee with his wife. He does have 2 sons. Shortly after the move, that's when he drops this bombshell of, woman, I'm leaving you for my other woman. And her name's Casey. Casey Anthony. Yeah, that one. She was blindsided by this. She was not expecting this. We're going to talk about that in a second when we get to the next article, because we're going to see her moving out and whatnot. It's really just like, yikes. So Casey, remember, had rented a luxury apartment down the road from him to be close to him. Well, now, they're making it a thing, right? So they were going to the gym, they were playing golf, they were doing all this kind of stuff together, right? Well, now the Daily Mail has come out showing somebody, whoever, stalks these people in their hometowns and whatever, got pictures of them, Casey moving into his place and the wife moving out. So let's go ahead and talk about that one. So you'll see the second headline up here. It says exclusive. Casey Anthony is seen moving in with married boyfriend Tyson Rhodes in Tennessee after his estranged wife was snapped leaving marital home. Hours earlier, Rhodes' estranged wife Sandy was seen vacating the home, and this is by Greg Woodfill for Daily Mail. It was published September 10th, 2024. Now, here we go. The first thing right here, Casey and her man, he's carrying the box. So let's just read the thing here. So the pair collected belongings from her apartment in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and Rhodes' pickup truck before heading to the house that he briefly shared with his devastated wife 22 years. And it says the timing couldn't have been tighter. Let's go to the third thing. Now, also look at this one where Casey's carrying the box and she's looking, that look on her face or whatever. Obviously, no matter how we feel about her, I'm sure she's like, oh God, there's people photographing me. Like, you would be weirded out, right? But I don't feel sorry for her. I mean, absolutely not. Now, these photos are courtesy, it looks like, of Splash News. And beneath them it says, Anthony, who was infamously acquitted of murdering her 2-year-old daughter in a sensational 2011 trial, is apparently so smitten she uprooted her life in Florida to follow her new man to Tennessee. Let's go on to the next thing. Okay, now this is where we're going to get into the article about the move and whatever. So, just 90 minutes earlier, Rhodes' blindsided ex Sandy was at the house carting off belongings herself and putting them into a white Jeep Renegade to complete moving out. Rhodes, an engineer at an aerospace company, stood in the front doorway as she forlornly carried boxes and other containers while wearing denim shorts and a Seminoles hoodie. After she left, he headed over to New Flame Casey's digs to help his notorious new love set up home with him. Anthony dressed in tight dark shorts, a green t-shirt, and the words, "I need a hug margarita." I need a huge margarita. I thought it said I need a hug. I thought it said I need a hug. Oh my gosh. But I mean, it kind of did. It kind of did, you know, at least in that picture or whatever. Anyways, she probably needs both at the same time, right? So anyways, and a black cap shifted boxes and furniture from her apartment and into Rhodes' black Dodge Ram. Her 48-year-old married lover, father of 2 young adults, helped lug the boxes and modest items. The pair were snapped days after claims that Rhodes was accused by 2 other women of using dating app Hinge to hook up with them. Anthony and her new lover reported to have met in January this year through a gym where they worked out while both living in South Florida. Now, here is the picture of his wife leaving the house. And earlier on Sunday, Sandy was snapped moving her own belongings out of the marital home she shared with her husband. Now, the second thing here, you see him looking there or whatever. He's like, "Hey, I'm watching you, woman." And she's like, "Just let me get my stuff. I'm getting out of here." I mean, at this point, it's devastating. Girl, you don't need this man. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows what life was like before this, okay? If he's willing to do this right here, I mean, who knows what life was like? So, it says here, Rhodes, an engineer at an aerospace company, stood in the front doorway as she forlornly carried boxes and other containers out of the house. She was dressed in denim shorts and a Seminoles hoodie. Let's keep going. Now, here we just see Casey and he, the new man, loading stuff up in the truck, whatnot. The second picture to me, now again, I'm making this up, y'all. I don't know what they're saying, but to me, it looks like Casey's probably being like, "Look, I know how to do it." I imagine her being like super bossy and know-it-all-y in a relationship, right? Like that kind of vibe. And so that to me is just, it's just what she's giving, okay? It's just what she's giving. So that's all the updates. That's all the pictures. Again, these pictures here are courtesy of Splash News, it looks like. I mean, again, y'all, we already know. We live in strange times, right? It is what it is. At the end of the day, here's the thing. I don't even want to say, someone took the life of Kaylee Anthony, okay? Wink, wink, right? I personally think she did it, okay? Apparently, in court, there was not enough evidence to bring forth the charges, whatever, to find her guilty. So she walked, okay? I think it's an absolute tragedy. Now, Casey Anthony has since then, and I've done videos on them, she's come out with her own little docu-series with her own story, which was absolutely just over the top nonsense, okay? It was a money grab in my opinion, right? So I guess some questions that I have about it are this. Number one, what is she doing for money? Is her man going to take care of her? The job that he has sounds to me like he makes good money, right? So maybe he's going to financially take care of her. I feel like I talked about this last video. What has she been doing? I know she worked for, the law firm or the private investigator or whatever, doing that. And I guess maybe that's what she was doing. Remember at one point she wanted to be like a photographer or that kind of thing. I mean, this is a person who, and again, she goes out, we hear, they were at a bar and causing a little bit of drama. She always runs into drama at bars, right? She's still very much a I want to be out and about kind of a person. I guess if you were her, you would have to get used to going out in public. because you're just going to be a figure that people have opinions on. And I guess you would just get used to that eventually and be like, it is what it is. People are going to have something to say. I'm going to live my life. But I literally cannot imagine ever leaving the house again if you had her first and last name and face, right? That people would recognize you. Because I'm like, do people just yell at you everywhere you go? You know, and the comment that he made from the person watching where he said, get your innocent ass over here. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so cringy, right? You know, but again, no matter what, even if she, I'm being very careful when I say, even if she did take her daughter's life, because technically, she was found not guilty. So, it's all alleged. I mean, I don't know her. I wasn't there. I wasn't on the jury. I wasn't at the trial. Okay. She's still going to want to love somebody. She's still going to want to be in a relationship, right? I guess with this particular thing right here, what irks me about it is I'm just like, okay, so you two are going to a gym, you start this little fling, whatever. What was going on with this dude's like other relationship with the mother of his children? Was it that bad? I mean, he's literally throwing her out the door and bringing Casey in the next, just switching them out. Just take 5 seconds to think about that. Imagine this drama wasn't around, but pretend like whatever. You're breaking up with somebody, you're getting with your new person. There's a whole bunch going on there. Wouldn't you want like a day to just chill? Like reset the energy of the home? You know what I'm saying? Let alone just bringing the next person in. Oh my gosh, my guess, what do you call it, like theory is that there's no other nice way to say this. She's a freak in the sheets, okay? She's got something, and he did say, I forget what it was in the last article about him being like wildly attracted to her. I think that probably is going on here, and he's like spellbound, you know what I'm saying? And I'm being very like G-rated with the things that I'm saying here, okay? Because again, whether you think she's innocent, whether you think she's guilty, whatever, okay? Put that aside. Like I said, she's going to want to have a relationship, a situation like this. We can watch from the situation, judging from the case, and yes, people change. I get that. But when we saw her revisited in the docuseries, it was like, oh, there's still the same behavior going on. This like pathological line, the ability to cry on a dime like that. Just crazy, right? So if you're talking about a relationship, to me, I feel like, wouldn't there be all these red flags? Well, then I'm like, Paul, there might be. But if you are spellbound over here by another thing, you're going to overlook that, right? Now, also, he already has 2 sons that are like they're young adults, it sounds like. So it's like, we did the kid thing. Like, he's not looking at Casey to have a kid with, right? God, we can only hope, right? So it's almost like a fun type thing. Now, looking at them, they both look, Casey and what's his name, Rose, they look like they're in good shape. They obviously met at the gym, so it's like, okay, they might have that. They might be like, here you go. He's 48, so he might be going through that midlife thing, right? And here comes little Miss Casey, little Miss Thing. I'm working out right alongside you. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. We have this in common. And, I'm a freak in the sheets, and bam, there you go. I think it's pretty low to move to a new place and almost instantly be like, oh yeah, by the way, I want a divorce. Do you know how scary that would be? You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be like frighten me to think of that. So we'll see how it goes. This is going to be tabloid fodder for a while, okay? Period, end of story. And I personally think it's going to end up, I don't give it a year. That's my prediction. So we will keep following it. But let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I do appreciate it if you're still watching. And if you are still watching, drop some little sofas off there in the comment section for myself, Rosco, and Spirit to talk about this case, Sarah Boone, all the stuff we do talk about here at the Sofa Squad. And until we meander our way down to the comment section to do all that, I'll see y'all soon. I just wanted to say thank you again for watching the whole video, and also thank you for being part of the Sofa Squad. Special thanks to all the Patreon members, channel members from both of my channels, everybody who likes, shares, subscribes, comments in the comment sections. It helps the channel out so much. Now, don't forget, I do have that other channel, the podcast channel. That's where we go live, we hang out, we talk. We have kind of sort of a schedule, but just be sure and check it out. I'll put it up here on the screen. Also, if you're looking for merch, be sure to check out my Teespring store. I'll put put that up here. And then, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you want to follow me and Rosco on the Instagram, go on, check it out. It's right here on the screen again. But once again, thank you very much. I really appreciate you being part of the Sofa Squad, and I'll see you in the next video.